Imagine a sharpshooter setting up to hit his target. His eyes piercing through the scope with a keen sense of aggression. His hands are steady as he grips the trigger. He's made this shot many times before as his bullet cuts through the center of the bullseye. Shot after shot, we have come to expect such success from marksmen like that. The same could be said for musicians who bring us hit after hit. And like the sharpshooter, as fans, we've become accustomed to success after success. We not only expect but want great new songs and great new music. From Britney to Tupac to TLC, the 90s gave us bangers we still hear at throwback parties today. But behind the glitz and glamour, some of the biggest stars missed the mark. They brought us songs that didn't move us much. Their videos didn't shine and the lyrics cringe. Whether you like a song or not is subjective, but by the measure of sales and the lack of public interest, these songs made it to our list of the worst songs of the 90s. So, come along with us as we take you down memory lane to examine songs that you might prefer not to remember, but still, we're counting down the worst music flops from 1993 to 2003. Hang around till the end, as you'll be surprised to see who made it last on our list. You may be shocked that he's the king. So let's begin with a song that flopped so badly, it nearly ended a superstar's career. At number 10, rolling in My 5.0 by Vanilla Ice. Don't get me wrong, Vanilla Ice became a cultural phenomenon with Ice Ice Baby. However, his follow-up single, Rolling in My 5.0, was a major flop. Released in 1991, this track tried to jump on the same hype that his debut had, but it didn't cut it. The song's lyrics were cringe, with Vanilla Ice boasting about driving a Mustang and trying to flex his cool muscle. Many Mustang fans enjoyed My 5.0, but one problem with the song and video was the tough guy image felt forced and disconnected from the rap scene. Critics tore Vanilla Ice apart for trying to maintain a street credibility he didn't have. The song's beat was subpar, and the video didn't help much. It portrayed him as over the top, making it hard to take him seriously. Fans loved Ice Ice Baby and were hoping that he could replicate the same success. Unfortunately, he produced an uninspiring track, and by this time, people were tired of Vanilla Ice's shtick, as his time in the spotlight faded faster than he imagined. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, please be sure to hit the like and subscribe buttons so we can provide you with more content like this. Next up, this pop princess was once a sensation, but didn't transition to the 90s like she expected. At number 9, Losing Myself by Debbie Gibson. Debbie Gibson was a teenage sensation in the late 80s, but by the 90s, not many people knew her. Her image had faded, and she wanted her place in the limelight. But in 1993, Losing Myself was a desperate attempt to reinvent herself in the new decade. But, like other songs on this list, it was a flop. The song was forgettable and lacked the high energy she was known for. Fans who had grown up with Debbie's dance and pop sound weren't interested in her attempts at a mature R&B niche. The song failed to reach the top 100 in the US and marked the end of her music career. Losing Myself was a symbol of how a teen pop princess failed to transition to pop queen.
My world is spinning round. Feel like I'm rising up and never coming down.
While some of her fans enjoyed her new sound, they seemed to prefer to see her young, innocent, and singing to her upbeat, high-energy style of the 80s. Her album, Body, Mind, Soul, was her fourth and last album under Atlantic Records. Now at number 8, American Life by Madonna. Madonna's American Life from her 2003 album was a bold statement against the American dream. It was supposed to leave a lasting impression on Americans, but instead, it fell flat, although it was a bigger hit in the UK.
I tried to stay on top. I tried to play the part, but somehow I forgot.
Madonna is no stranger to controversy, and with this track, it felt like she was trying too hard. The song's lyrics criticized the American lifestyle, war, and consumerism. While this is a good thing, the message felt forced. It was released at a time when the country was deeply divided due to the Iraq War. Critics said it was terrible timing. The energy that defined Madonna's previous hits was absent here, and when the music video dropped, it received more backlash. Madonna's dressing as a soldier sparked further controversy. Critics called it tone-deaf and out of touch with the public's emotions. American Life was not a commercial success, and even by Madonna's mega-hit standards, it underperformed in the US. It also felt awkward to see Madonna as a political activist. Now, if you think you've seen it all, wait until you see this next song that had a girl group falling from grace. At number 7, Goodbye, by the Spice Girls. The Spice Girls were at the peak of their career in the late 90s. Riding on their success, their 1998 single Goodbye was supposed to be a farewell to Geri Halliwell, who had left the group. While this was a heartfelt gesture, the song didn't have the same vibe as their previous hits. Goodbye should have been an emotional farewell, but it was too shallow. It felt like something released in a hurry. The song was sluggish and lacked the infectious energy that made the Spice Girls popular in the 90s.
Oh, there's a better way for you and me to be.
The chemistry that made them a sensation was missing in this song, as many thought this song showed the softer side of the band. That said, the track hit number 1 on the UK singles chart, but only hit number 11 on the US Billboard chart, making it a moderate hit in America. Technically, the song was a hit, but the sense about it and the energy behind it was different from their past hits. Next on our list is a country legend who tried to be more creative, but failed. Now at number 6, Lost in You, by Chris Gaines. This song marks one of the most bizarre moments in 90s music. Chris Gaines is actually Garth Brooks in an alter ego role, created for a fictional rock star character as part of a movie project entitled The Lamb. The idea got everyone talking, but that project never came to light. The album was called Garth Brooks in the Life of Chris Gaines, and Lost in You was the lead single, and while it still was considered a commercial success,
God said that I've been forever dreaming.
the song didn't meet anticipated sales. But why? What was the problem with Lost in You? It seems no one knew what to make of the new Garth Brooks. Brooks' Chris Gaines experiment was controversial and confusing to many fans, but many country music fans couldn't relate to the pop-rock sound, and rock fans didn't want to embrace the country star Garth Brooks. The persona was forced, and Brooks' attempt to switch to a new genre with this confusing character made things worse. It remains a strange chapter in the world of country music. Our next flop fell so flat that even the song's title couldn't save it. Now number 5, Around the World, by Aqua. Aqua, the Danish-Norwegian group, had only moderate success with Around the World, especially compared to their mega-hit Barbie Girl. Aqua tried to follow up with Around the World in 2000. Sadly, it didn't bang like the last one. While Barbie Girl was playful and catchy, Around the World had little or no magic. The song lacked the cheekiness and charm of their hit single. As you can guess, it also didn't have the same mass appeal. Aqua's brand of bubblegum pop was starting to feel outdated, and the track was uninspiring. Despite the music video's bright colors and energetic vibe, it didn't sell. Around the World did chart at number 26 in the UK, but it was never released in the US. The group never regained the same success as they did with Barbie Girl, and Aqua gradually faded out of the limelight. At number 4, Butterfly, by Mariah Carey. What might have been a turning point in her career, Mariah Carey's Butterfly didn't perform as expected. Released in 1997, after her infamous split from her music mogul husband, Tommy Mottola. The song marked a bold shift in her sound and image. Butterfly was written from Tommy's perspective, and the lyrics are about what she wished he told her about their separation. Mariah embraced a sexier and more playful style. Despite the twist, Butterfly didn't take off like her usual hits. Critics had mixed feelings about the lyrics, with some calling them shallow and underdeveloped. Others said the emotions were too forced. It felt like she was doing too much. Another group thought it was too pop for hip-hop and too urban for pop. What really hurt Butterfly the most was that it lacked a proper retail release in the US, which meant it couldn't chart on the Billboard Hot 100. Despite all that, the song did well on the airplay chart and sold millions globally. Mariah called the Butterfly album one of the proudest moments of her life. But what do you think? Was Butterfly worth the effort? Talk about a backfire. On the topic of 90s music that flopped, we have an up-and-coming star whose career failed to take off. Number 3. Boy You Knock Me Out by Tatiana Ali. Tatiana Ali may have been a favorite on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but her music career didn't offer the same status. Boy You Knock Me Out was meant to launch her into pop stardom, but it did the opposite. It took Tatiana several steps behind. The song did much better abroad, but in the United States, however, it had a more modest performance, peaking at number 68 on the Billboard Hot R&B Singles and Tracks chart. Yes, she had a lovely voice, but the song brought nothing new to the R&B scene, slow jam that lacked originality and didn't stand out, as her music career stalled after its release. Boy You Knock Me Out helped knock her out of the music scene. It wasn't the debut she was expecting. It remains a forgotten musical note of 90s music culture. Trying something different is no guarantee that you'll succeed. This next 90s song proves it. At number 2, Without You by Van Halen. Van Halen's Without You was a departure from the high-energy rock they were famous for. This 90s song, featuring Gary Cherone as lead singer, was more emotional, slow, and largely disappointing. Many Van Halen fans missed the voices of their beloved David Lee Roth and Sammy Hagar. While the song did notably well in the US, the track did not land as expected, and fans criticized it for being too tame and lacked the signature Van Halen sound. While the melody was catchy, the vibe was different. Without You struggled to make an impact and was met with mixed reviews. This song was a turning point for Van Halen, as it showed they weren't the unstoppable rock group they once were. And now, what you've been waiting for, number 1 on our list by one of the biggest icons of all time. But guess what? Not every song of his was a hit. Can you guess who? At number 1, Earth Song by Michael Jackson, the undisputed king of pop. You think Michael Jackson can do no wrong, right? Well, hear me out. Earth Song was the third single from his History album. Released in 1995, it was a powerful ballad about environmental destruction and the need for social change. While the song had good intentions, it didn't connect with audiences like other Michael Jackson classics did in the United States. However, it did become Jackson's biggest-selling single in the UK. But the song's heavy-handed lyrics were out of place compared to Jackson's previous hits.
What we've done. What about all the peace that you pledged your honest?
Jackson, being famous for his catchy hooks and infectious songs, but this one didn't cut it. While Earth Song resonated globally, it was never released commercially in the US and therefore never made the charts there. Critics said it was too preachy, with some questioning why it was forcing a message down people's throats. Earth Song was far from being organic. The music video depicted a dramatic portrayal of environmental destruction that left people confused. Not the usual reaction we're used to for a song by the king of pop. And that's our top 10 list of the 90s worst song flops. Is there a flop we missed? Please tell us in the comments below.